Once you hit these goals that you have set for yourself, there will be a next level. There's always a next level. For example, hello and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Samuel Bell podcast. Let's get straight into it. Okay guys, today I'm going to be talking to you about the 5 steps to developing confidence in yourself and in your life. Here's the thing about confidence. Without confidence, people can see straight through you. I'm talking as if you were like an X-ray. They know if you're good at it, they know you're bad at it. They can see straight through everything you're doing. You guys can probably see through some of my confidence in this podcast. Guys, this is technically my first time ever doing a podcast. And so there's some things I'm a little hesitant about. I'm not a professional by any means, but I'm taking these exact same steps that I'm going to talk to you about here today in my podcast to develop confidence in myself that you should be taking in your life as well. That being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video and start with step number 1. Step number 1. Set realistic goals. Starting off is you got to know this about yourself. What are some of the desires that you have in your life that you want to achieve? What are your desires, your dreams, your goals? What are those things that you aspire to do with your life? That's the first thing that you need to figure out. For example, for me, it was starting a podcast. It was starting a business. I love to draw. I love to do arts and stuff like that. I love to game. I love to, I'm kind of all over the place, honestly. I love basketball. I love these different things. And in each one of these things, there's a level of professionalism that you can achieve by doing it at a high level. So you got to ask yourself first, what is that thing? What is that one thing that I want to do with my life at the next level that I want to plan my life around and set goals to attain? Another big one for myself this year, especially in 2023, is YouTube. Guys, I don't know if you've realized this, but YouTube is kind of a big deal, especially here in 2023. People are, leaving their corporate careers. People are leaving some people even leaving their businesses to come and do YouTube full time, which is something that I aspire to do now that, I've been open to this. My wife kind of introduced me to YouTube a few years ago, and I haven't put it down since. I've never really, I've never really done the YouTube thing until right now is where I'm like, okay, I'm going to freaking do YouTube and I'm going to stick with it. And for 2023, I have a ton of plans with this channel, a ton of plans with another channel that I have. And I'm excited, guys. My goal is to be full-time into YouTube here in 2023 and really just kind of set the foundation for the next steps from there. And so for me, that's my desire for 2023. The first goal I have with this is that I'd really like to hit 10,000 subscribers within my first year. I know that sounds crazy. I know it does, but sometimes that's got to be the goal. Sometimes you need to have something a little bit out of your comfort zone that is kind of like a stretch where you don't even see how it's going to happen. Once you set that desire, then you got to set goals around the desire to achieve it. So that first goal needs to be something that is just not like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, but something that stretches you a little bit, but it's possible that you have to plan around. You don't know how it's going to happen. You can't just do it overnight. Something that has to be a little bit of a stretch. That's going to be step number 1. Set a desire, set some goals that you want to achieve. Now, that being said, these still need to be very, very specific. So don't just say, oh, I want to be a big YouTuber by the end of the year, or I want to have a big podcast, or I want to lose weight, or I don't know. You gotta kind of set a goal that's very specific. How many subscribers do you want to have on YouTube? How many followers do you want to have on Spotify for your podcast? How much weight do you need to lose? When do you want to lose this weight by? When do you want to have these subscribers by? You see what I'm saying? That makes it a little bit more realistic when you can set an actual goal around it instead of just saying, oh, I want to lose weight and then expect to lose weight. And there's no real goal. There's no real sense of urgency behind it or anything. So the first step is finding a desire, setting a goal within that desire, and make it specific. This has to happen, guys, or the rest of it is just kind of null and void. I know I'm harping on this right now, but you have to do this in order to go to step 2. So that being said, step 2, take action. Take action. Take action, take action, take action on the goals that you have. Now, that being said, once you've clearly defined your goal and you've clearly set a deadline, that's when you can create the plan to take action on. If there's no plan, there's no action to be taken. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing for you to really do. It's best that you have a yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily, almost like milestones to hit. So every day you have an action plan that'll hopefully get you to your weekly milestone, that'll hopefully get you to your monthly milestone, that if you hit this 12 times in a row, you should hit or exceed that yearly milestone that you have for yourself. But if you don't have these things written down, how are you going to even know if you hit them or not? And so the thing is that as you take action along this 12 months or along, the goals that you have, you'll start to develop the confidence in yourself to say, oh, okay, I can't do this every day. Oh, okay, I can't do this every week and every month and every year. And by that point, you've already kind of, if you want to be honest with you, that's pretty much the whole thing right there. If you can say, I want to do this by this time, set a date, plan some action steps, and then do the action steps, and that's it. That's all you need, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, there's more we can talk about, but at the end of the day, you don't really need anything else. Step number 3, learn from failure. You have to learn from failure. Failure is going to happen. You can't do anything about it, so don't try to avoid it. If you try to avoid it, you will not succeed in anything that you're doing because you'll never learn how to do the actual thing that you're trying to do. That's why you're not already doing it. Does that make sense? You will not progress without failing. The opposite of success is not failure. The opposite of success is quitting. If you're trying to get to success, you have to go through failure. Picture it as like a field, right? You got failure over here, you got quitting over here, you got success over here. Failure is just the field you have to go through in order to get to success. It's gonna happen. You can't jump over it, you can't fly, you don't have a plane. You have to go through it, and everyone does. Everyone goes through failure. It's part of life. If you think about basketball, right? Stephen Curry, the greatest shooter ever, he misses more shots than he makes. He's the greatest shooter ever, and he misses all the time, every single day, all the time. He'll never, ever not miss a shot again. Does that make sense? As long as he's shooting, he's gonna miss. It's just part of it, but he's taken maybe hundreds of thousands, not millions of shots at this point, to where he's become the person that he is today, and he has confidence in himself and in what he does because he's done it so many times and he's corrected his mistakes so many times. Same thing with this YouTube thing. I'm gonna put out really bad content before I put out really good content, and I understand that. This video, a year from now, I'm gonna look back and be like, why are you moving your hands so much? Why are you so all over the place? What's going on? What is your background? You suck at being a podcaster. We all go through it, guys. It's part of it. I don't know. But here's the thing though. As you guys are failing and you're trying to do this whole thing, and as you're learning from your failure, you're gonna get better. So Stephen Curry, when he started playing basketball, is obviously different than the Stephen Curry now. He's not screwing up on the same, little mistakes that he screwed up on in the beginning, like form shooting or like how to hold the ball when he shoots, putting the ball in your pocket and, taking. There's all this basketball terminology that I don't even know if you even know, so I don't even want to get too far into it, but not traveling when you catch the ball to shoot the ball. Like, there's so much that goes into every single shot that he's taken that he's been able to master over the years, that now all he has to do is focus on the actual ball going into the net. He's mastered all the fundamentals leading up to him shooting the ball. Now the last part is just doing it enough times to where he misses less and less and less and less and less. This is gonna be the same with you. If you want to be if you want to be a professional, anything, you have to master the little details that lead up to the end result. So like being a podcaster, right? All I can do is focus on the things that I can focus on right now, right? So I know I need to have a camera. I know I need to have a microphone. I know I need to have, decent audio, stuff like that. And all I can do is keep tweaking these things and keep tweaking these things. Obviously, there's better microphones, there's better cameras, there's better headphones, there's better all this crap. But once it gets to a point where you can't really get any better at it, you kind of just have to put it out until you get there. And then you develop, as you do this over the time, you develop confidence in the thing that you're doing. So I hope I'm not beating a dead horse, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying when I'm talking about this. Step 4, practice self-development. Take care of yourself mentally and physically. Being healthy not only makes you look better, it also makes you feel better. And that is completely tied to your self-confidence as well, because when you look like crap, you feel like crap. When you feel like crap, you can't have confidence. It's not gonna happen because you're like constantly thinking about how you look or how you feel, and you're just kind of like down and other people are walking by you who feel and look good, and all you're going to do is compare yourself. And if you're not at that level or above, that's where you get the lack of confidence from. Another thing you can do is read self-help books. Read books that are going to grow you and teach you how to think about you, how to think about life, how to think about your relationships, how to develop people skills, how to work on the thing that you need to develop a skill set in. If it's talking, if it's personal development, if it's coaching, learn those things by reading books, listening to podcasts, listening to audios. Within that, you will develop confidence in that specific category that you are learning about. A book that really helped me out with this whole confidence thing, especially when dealing with people, is called How to Have Confidence and Power When Dealing with People. Amazing, amazing, amazing book. I've recommended this book to, at least 100 people at this point over the last 10 years or so. It's amazing. It teaches you just how to hold yourself in the manner of which exudes confidence. And not like fake confidence, because there's a lot of people who are out there and they're just kind of macho, whatever. Not that kind of confidence, like real confidence. So check it out. Another thing is to watch what you're putting into your body. Candy, alcohol, drugs, you name it. This all has to do with your confidence. This will all tear down your confidence. What you do behind closed doors actually matters. So if you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing behind closed doors, what I'm talking about, like, stop it. Because that hits your self-image. It's one of those things that tears you down from the inside out. Make sure you watch what you're doing. And finally, step number 5, never stop doing these 4 steps. This is a never-ending thing, never ends. You will need to do these every day, every week, every month, every year. It's an ongoing cycle, and when you're not growing, you're dying. There is no stagnant, there is no middle ground. When you're not trying to progress, you're automatically going backwards. It's kind of like going up a down escalator. You see what I'm saying? You can go up the escalator and it's really hard to get up, but once you stop, you just kind of scroll back down. It's so much easier to go down than it is to go up. That's why most people are most people. There's always going to be new goals. There's always going to be new actions. Part of the program, once you hit these goals that you have set for yourself, there will be a next level. There's always a next level. For example, once I get this podcast thing mastered, there's gonna be, okay, well, I wanna be in the top 100 podcasts. And then when I get the top 100 podcasts, I wanna be a top 10. And then at top 10, I'm gonna be top 1. And it's kind of like a never ending thing. And at these different levels, you have to get better at different things, whether that's, like I said before, a better microphone, a better topics. I need to dress nicer, maybe. I'm wearing a hoodie right now. So maybe the top 1% of podcasters wear, I don't know, business clothes. Who knows? I don't know. But last but not least, never stop growing. Never stop developing yourself as a person. And you will always, always, always build in your confidence as you hit these goals, as you set these new desires, new plans, new action steps. And that's pretty much it, guys. I know I harped on this. I know I kind of went ham a little bit. I know you guys probably weren't expecting me to be all in your face this time, but it is what it is. Confidence is confidence, and confidence is key to whatever you want to accomplish in your life. So with that being said, guys, I'm wrapped up. Go ahead and hit that like button, follow button, subscribe button, whatever it may be. Hit that notification bell because, again, we'll have one of these coming out every single week this year of 2023. I have no clue what the next topic is going to be because I don't necessarily like to choose that ahead of time. I like to kind of just see where I'm at in my life and pick a topic and talk about it. So, yeah, well, anyway, guys, thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.